I was having so much fun at the Saints game yesterday. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win, but it was good to see. I was actually wondering. So while you're at the Sydney Melbourne game, what were you playing on your on
Oh,
your
I must. Oh, yeah. No, that's right.
HP?
Yeah. So I was there briefly before heading over to the Melbourne Sydney game,
So I
and
didn't want
while I
to
was
distract
there,
you after I saw you at the game. I just thought, oh, you must be like trying to get a gold medal in the level or something. So I just thought I'll just.
oh mate, Beat Saber. I was Beat Sabering it up. I was hitting
Oh yeah,
those. Yeah. No, you know, you
that's
gotta
good to
get in a
see
bit of
your footy.
exercise. Well, yeah. Well, look, you can take it anywhere, and the fact
Yeah.
that we had a bit of a lull period, so I busted out the VR just to show everybody how cool it is.
I'm a nervous watcher too. Like I find myself not watching all of the game when I'm there, so that'd be a good way to distract from
That
watching
was
all of the game.
that was a good time. Then hoofed it over to Melbourne, Sydney, putting it on 3/4 time. Bloody accidentally wandered out on the field. You wouldn't believe it.
Oh,
Got
security
some,
guard though, didn't even
uh,
notice.
got some choice photos about that, but nah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
He must be a bit of a Bruce Rando fan, that security guard.
Ah, aren't we all? What's up, everybody, and welcome to All for Footy, the AFL podcast where good friends gather and gather about last week's games, this week's games, and everything in between. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, so go please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Nathan, Mr. 9 out of 9 Norman, joined, as always, by the second best podcaster in the world, Dan, the Big Daddy, Reeby. Dan.
Oh, it isn't Nathan, my fairly feathered friend,
Yep.
and my proud Melbourne friend as well. Aren't we all aboard that train at the moment? And just another win. You know, glad it tipped yous, and yeah, go the D's.
Yeah, it's a good train to be on right now. Thankfully.
Yeah, firmly back in steam, and yes, the D's train.
Yeah, well, I hope you're still on the train this week.
Oh, look, I'm finding it tough to tip. I've already done my tips, and yeah, it will be interesting when we get to it.
No, it will be, it will be. But before we get to all of that, we're going to check in on our ladder predictions, Mr. Daniel Raby. So, yep, we're going to check in, do the scores. You know, we had a good turnout. I think we had 12 people all up in the comp, which, you know, is a pretty good turnout amongst friends. And, gotta just, look, let's just jump into it. The lowest score, or in last spot with 100 points. So just to balance it out, we all did our ladder predictions at the beginning of the year. These points are judged from, like, if one team's at the top of the ladder, at number 1 in your predictions, but they're number 4 on the actual ladder, that's 3 spaces away, so you get 3 points. So highest score is not what you want. It's like golf, all right? Lowest score wins. So, in last spot, Julian with 100.
Oh, Mr. Consistent for bottom of the ladder. Well done, Jules.
100. Good. You know what an achievement. What an achievement.
Yeah, and I'm sure he probably tried. I mean, I
I
don't
don't
reckon
think
he
so.
picked the ladder that wasn't going to be what he thought might have been the ladder. So yeah, but I genuinely think well done.
Well, look, he put Essendon on top because he is a Bombers fan,
Uh,
and he did put Carlton on the bottom because he does not like Carlton. And then he put Melbourne just one spot above them for some stupid draft pick. Goddamn Essendon. But yep, no, he's on 100. And coming in 11th, Kirsty. His significant other on 96, 4 off of Julian. Think maybe she was going with hard as well. Probably put Carlton down at the bottom. And, coming in that 10th spot, it's me.
oh,
Oh, mate, I'm way off this year.
big fall from grace.
86 I'm on. So 10 off of Kirsty, 14 off of last place. I've got one of my predictions is actually spot on. But what killed me was I put Collingwood too low, Port Adelaide too high, and Gold Coast too low. Those are some big ones that really stuffed me up. Really stuffed me up. But yeah, and then I'll just go back. But yeah, Kirsty wasn't too bad. She just had Port Adelaide in third, which is bad, and Collingwood down low. But yeah, Julian, Melbourne at the bottom, Carlton above them, Doggies down the bottom, Essendon on top, dreaming. All right, yeah, Kirsty, Port Adelaide up top, Collingwood down bottom. That's not good. And yeah, me, Port Adelaide up top, North Melbourne up a bit higher, Gold Coast too low, just dead. Anyway, on 86, one perfect round on Brisbane on second spot, so I got that one. Coming in, number 9, Mr. Daniel Reeby.
Get out of town. Really?
On 84. I'm sorry to say, my friend.
Well, let's speed through the rest then, because we're both out. So let's just go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and who's the winner?
So you had Port Adelaide at third, and GWS on top. That's not very good. Collingwood outside the 8, Gold Coast outside the 8, Western Bulldogs, fucking 16th. You had them. That's killed you. That was a bit personal. So yeah, that little dig at Rick. I don't think that ended up working out well for you.
I genuinely thought the bottom was going to fall out of the Dogs this year. So, you go by your predictions, don't you?
Yeah, well, hey, look, there's still a lot of the year left. The ladder's not set in stone. Could change in your favour as we go ahead.
Not looking good. The Dogs will be right up there.
Hey, you're 2 ahead of me. And 2 ahead of you in tied... What? Hang on. Tied 8th and 9th. Oh, okay, there's 13. Tied 8th and 9th. Alan and Mickey on 82. So good on them. Oh, you also but you also got a perfect placement in Brisbane at number 2. Oh. So you've at least got that. Me and you are the only ones to have had it so far. All right, Mickey and Alan, number 8 and 9 on 82. So just two ahead of you, mate. You can take them. All right. But yeah, Alan 12, Port too high, Collingwood too low, Gold Coast too low, Adelaide too low. That's killed him. Mickey, Adelaide too low, Sydney too high, Collingwood too low. But not too bad. But none of them got a perfect placement, so we'll move on to the next spot. It's actually my mum on 72.
Go.
So 10 ahead of Mickey and Alan. So, yep, she's done all right. She got a couple of perfect placements with Brisbane in number 2 and Hawthorn number 6. Gold Coast too low, Adelaide too low, Sydney too high, Collingwood too low, but a lot of really close ones. So she came out with the 72 and 2 perfect scores.
Nice, good golf score, 72.
That's it. Then coming in at number 6 is Rick on 70. So Mr. Parker, he's up there. He's doing all right. He got Western Doggies and Melbourne in the correct position so far. But watch this space. I don't think Melbourne's going to stay there very long.
Oh, there's plenty to play out there.
Yeah, that's right. Fans. That's right. But he did have Collingwood up there, which is pretty good. Sydney, he had up there a bit, which is not good. Port Adelaide up there a bit, which is not good. And Adelaide too low. But everything else seemed pretty good. So, Rick's, just don't count Mr. Parker out. He's on the rise. But yeah, 72 and 70. And then coming in...
Parachutes Pants Parker preaches that piss poor preparation prevents a piss poor podcast.
Yeah, well, his podcast. His podcast.
He preaches it.
Yeah, I hope he preaches that. All right, coming in at number 5 in the top 5 is Paddy on 68. So good for him, Paddy. And he's got 2 perfect placements with Hawthorn in 6th and Carlton in 12th.
Oh, good work, Paddy. It's one of the first times he's got much of a shout out in context to doing well in any competition. So well done, Paddy.
Yeah, no, well, number 5, top 5. Hey, he's smacking us. Yeah.
First time.
But good for him on 68. But yeah, Doggy's too low. Sydney too high. Fremantle too high. GWS too high. But like a lot of very close ones and a couple of perfect placements. So congratulations, Paddy. All right, coming in number 4. It's the big wheel himself on 66.
Not good enough.
No, he's he's dominating the tips. He's not dominating the ladder predictions, unfortunately.
I think that he might have won this.
So he's gotten no perfect placements at this point in time. Carlton too high. Gold Coast too low. Adelaide too low. Everything else pretty tight. Pretty tight. So in a good little shift.
Does that leave us with 2?
That leaves us with 3 remaining.
Oh, you're down to 3. All right, give us third then.
Third, Hutchie, 64. Hey. So he's not doing too bad. Yeah, well, he's coming in number 3rd. I'll just bring up his thing now. There's just too many to scroll through, So many people in it. So Gold Coast a bit too low, Collingwood a bit too low, Sydney a bit too high. But that's about it, man. And also good close grouping as well on a lot of things. GWS a bit too high as well. But yeah, nicely done. Nicely done, Hutchie. Now,
I was going to make a prediction before that one when I thought it was 2. I was going to say it was between Hutchie and your dad.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can't think of who this extra person would be at the moment. So I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say your dad is number 1 because there's 2 left.
Oh, who do you think the second one is?
Can't think now. I had Hutchie and your dad pinned. Now I'm missing someone. You've said Mickey, you've said Scotty, you've said Rick, you've said Julian, you've said Kirsty, me, you, Paddy. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you got them all.
I don't know if Surf and Sammy put one in.
Surf and Sammy did not?
No, and so I'm going to just have to put your dad at number 1 and I don't know who this other person is, but I'm sure it's quite obvious when you announce it.
Yeah, no, it is obvious. It's Steelo.
Oh. How could I?
I was just like, he was meant to be on the show tonight. Like, how do you not remember?
No, I think I've forgotten him. He's not here tonight.
Yeah. If you're not looking at him, you can't remember. No, that's a horrible thing to say. No, we love you still.
I move on, and when you're not a regular on the pod and you miss a week, we just move on, don't we, Nathan? So,
That's it. All right, well, who do you think's one out of Steelo or my dad?
Oh, well, your dad. I've got your dad ahead.
Okay, all right. Well, it's actually a tie.
Oh, get out of town.
No, you can't write about it. So it's a tie so far, both on 52. So that's 12 lower than Hutchie. So just for perspective, Julian 100, Steelo and Dad 52. So that's a 48 point difference between the top and the bottom, and they're neck and neck. All right, and unfortunately, I do think it's just between them 2 now. they've got like such a handy lead over everybody else. But yeah, that's the AFL ladder predictions for All for Footy 2025. That's our little checkup. That was a pretty interesting little checkup, and yeah, I'm looking forward to potentially beating everybody in the future. You know what I mean?
It'd be a big comeback to come back from what were you behind the leader? You're on about 86 or something.
So far behind, yeah.
So
yeah, 34 behind.
Yeah. Doable, but take some good golf if you're to get over the line there.
Yeah. Is it doable though? I haven't really kept up to date with like the averages of ladder predictions over the years. It's a very niche thing,
Yeah, it doesn't change a lot traditionally in the second half of the year.
No, I think
It gets a bit settled and then it kind of just jostles little bits here and there as the season wears on.
But it is very close though. Like it's not like it's the chasm's that far on the ladder at this point.
Well, if you had have listened to my prediction only a week ago on All for Footy that Melbourne to make the 8 was paying $18 only a week ago.
What is it now?
Hawthorn to miss the 8 was paying $8. Now, last night I went on Sportsbet and had a look, and Melbourne to make the 8 is now into $5.50.
Ah, boom.
Hawthorn to miss the 8 is now into $3.50. And very interesting, but you can't multi it, so they're quite onto you there. But Oh, the D's there. They were $18 to make the 8, and I think they'll make the 8. I would put my money where my mouth is. I haven't betted on it, but
Hey, look, I hope
yeah,
so. I hope
maybe
so.
some value missed.
Uh,
Hopefully, one of our listeners got on at 18-1.
Oh, fair enough. Well, look, I hit another multi this week after hitting a multi last week, so I'm just hitting multis left and right at the moment. So I don't need to put money down on if Melbourne will make the 8. I don't need to. My my strategy is working so far. All right, in that I'm just getting lucky.
Oh, good.
So it's pretty pretty good. I've covered myself for the year. I've won more than what I put in for a year. So
it is
it's all gravy
to see
now.
that
It's all gravy.
it's coinciding with Melbourne doing well. So, it usually helps when you can bet on your own team and they do well. You just, how good is it? It's like the ultimate, And
Who said it was my team that I won money on?
well, I did see one multi on your end that you were very happy to put a screenshot of on the page. It had Melbourne head to head. Was the only league you had left to tick. So
Yeah, no, that's the one. That's the one. You got me. Yeah, you got me. But yeah, no, that was very nice, very nice. But last week's one was very nice as well. Just getting them left and right, My parents, because I'm in a group bet with my family and I do my personal ones. My parents are just like, "Oi, get some wins on the group bet. Why are you getting all these wins on your single account? We don't care about that." And I'm like, "Fuck you." I've gotten. Oh man, don't even want to talk about it.
Pretend to be happy for me.
I've already put $300 into the group one. Like, they need to calm down. I swear. But yeah. All right. Well, let's move into last week's games, Mr. Daniel Reeby.
Oh well, it's about time. I mean, that's what I am here for. So
yeah. All right. It's Thursday night football at GMHBA Stadium. It's Geelong versus the Western Bulldogs. Geelong 27-127 to Western Bulldogs 16-7-113. Geelong by 14 points. Oh, I was so upset about this one, Mr. Daniel Reeby.
Oh, I mean, Lord Almighty, but did this game have it all? It packed a punch, didn't it? I mean, you had the whole thing with what's his name? We're going completely blank on him now.
Oh, come on, you got to get his name.
Bailey Smith.
Bailey Smith, all right, there you go.
Oh, Baz. No, for some reason I was going to call him Bailey Williams, and then I was like,
I'm like, hang on, that's a different player.
So Bailey Smith, and wasn't that a centre of attention for a couple of days? Talking point there, but then
yeah, well, of course,
got very neatly overtaken by the Kane Corns versus Luke Beveridge saga. That really took front page then for a day after that, and then we finally left it alone when the weekend kicked off and they got into the footy. And in just breaking down the game, though, I mean, didn't Geelong just take it to the doggies? But in saying that, I feel like the doggies probably walk away thinking they should have won the game, even though, you never say that casually or you don't have the 4 points.
Yeah.
I mean, 32 scoring shots to 26, a lot of wasted opportunities.
27.
I would dare say on another night, Dogs come out and probably beat them if they played them again in the same style of footy. They probably just didn't have their on night. I mean, Bontempelli got almost beaten on the night, which is rare. And hats off to Geelong and Mitch Duncan in his 300th. I mean, congratulations to the man for winning in his 300th. Played a solid game, and Geelong just got it done. You still got to win those games, though, when maybe they're the ones that fall in your lap. And hats off to him all the way. And Jezza Cameron as well, I mean. He's now maybe leading the goal kicking, I believe. You could check that stat. But he's just turned it around. I mean, he kicked a bag the week before with 7, and I think he kicked 5 on the weekend. And good old Jezza, he's just all of a sudden slotting them from everywhere. And yeah, the Cats, they just look dangerous this year. And now with Dangerfield being out, but with professional as they are with his body now and his muscles, that he'll come back firing when he comes back. I mean, they won't just bring him back to get a few games to get a result with him. They're going to bring him back, ease him back, and have him in showroom condition for finals. Backing on that they're going to be there. They're just back on being there. And how good as well, another shout out, is the new tall fella up forward. I don't even know his name off the top of my head right now, but he's just playing awesome footy, and if he's going to fill in the new Tom Hawkins role for the next 10 years, look out, Geelong.
Oh, mate, Fenno's screaming at his. I know what he's doing when he listens to us. Is he driving? Maybe he's screaming at his phone right now while he's listening to this, being like, "Fucking, it's Freya or something." I don't know. Vandermeer. Who knows? One of these names. Oh wait, these are all doggies.
But no, and he was really good up forward as well. This tall fella, and yeah, it's Geelong all the way. And I tipped doggies, and they're the only tip I got wrong this week too. I was gutted, so.
Shannon Neal kicked 5 as well. Is that who you're talking about?
No, it wasn't Shannon Neal. He's not super tall. I mean, could be, but I don't think it's him.
Well, you know, you're talking about somebody else that did really well up forward. Like, fuck.
Okay.
It seems it was Cameron and Neil were up there. You know, 6 and 5 goals between them. So, yeah. But no, it was, look, it was a really good game. I enjoyed watching it, even though I was backing the doggies 100% because that was my tip. And this is the only game that I got wrong this week.
Oh, same.
Stupidly thought, no Dangerfield, doggies on the rise, Geelong caught slipping every now and then. But no. Just shattered. Doggies let me down. Bont, all them. Just let me down. They let me down. Because I had a nice multi down as well, and that let me down. And then, you know, I didn't like seeing Fenno get one up on the comp and on me. I want to raise. I want to raise through the tipping comp. I have to. You know, I'm done with the ladder predictions. But yeah. But no, it was a great game. No, Liberatore's hard as hell. Bontempelli's always star. But, you know, it was a bit off that night, I do think. But hey, what are you going to do? Brush it off, move forward, win the next one. That's all they can do.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. Go Cats indeed. Moving on to the next game. It was Friday night football at the MCG. Dreamtime at the G, if I'm not mistaken. Essendon versus Richmond. Essendon 11-15-81. Richmond 8-10-58. It was Essendon by a fairly convincing 23 points, Mr. Daniel Reeby. How'd you like this sucker?
Yes, this game didn't quite do it for me as much, although I felt like I nailed it in the pre-game prediction when I said it would be around 80-90 versus 60.
Yep.
And there we go. It was pretty much bang on there. And just a low-scoring scrap. Essendon doing what they have to do to get a solid win. I mean, don't take anything away from Essendon's effort there. They played patches of really nice footy, and I just thought that Richmond did as well. It reminded me quite of the St Kilda Gold Coast game on the weekend. Just one team that's just probably a level above the other team. And yeah, it really just padded out then towards just being you knew the result for the last quarter. And
yeah, you expected it to be a bit more though.
Yeah, it was quite an unsatisfying game of football, maybe to the neutral supporter, but great win for the Bombers. And hats off to the man of the match there, Martin, as well. I mean, I must admit, I had my multi was running into Merritt. Yeah. I was really hoping he'd get man of the match. And yes, wasn't to be.
Those are 2 stars right there.
And he played well too, but then in the last quarter, you could tell he actually didn't get nearly as much of it as Martin. And Martin was really clean with it in slippery conditions too.
What do you mean? Merritt had 37 possessions. Martin had 35. But Martin kicked 2 goals. On the last quarter. Oh, you're talking about the last quarter. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, he just sort of did a few nice things, and I just felt like maybe that was the difference. But it was funny watching it because I was really hoping that Merritt would get it. And that was about the highlight of the game for me. I mean, the Tigers, they show a lot of green shoots here. And, you know, at the moment, just with a few of their mids coming through, just, you know, the young fellas that they've just picked up, which, again, a few of their names just elude me. But I just, I am excited watching them. You know, I do see some real pace there, real dare to take the game on through the middle. And you can see them trending somewhere. Richmond, I think they'll definitely be on the up.
Well, I want to see Essendon more on the up. I want to see
should know a few more of the midfielders' names for Richmond.
I don't know any of them. I don't like Richmond. I don't see what you're seeing in them. I still think they're bottom of the pack. I think they've just caught a couple of teams off. And Essendon struggle against everybody. They haven't gotten a convincing win yet. I feel. I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain they haven't had a very convincing win yet. And to me, a convincing win is like 36 plus. So no. Essendon 39 points over Melbourne. Yeah, what a sting. What a sting. Yeah, they've only had one big win of 39 points against Melbourne this year, and they've played like a number of the bottom teams and haven't gotten a big margin on them. So, I feel like they need to step up a little bit. But
to me, it's a bit of a false economy on where they're at. I mean, the next few weeks they've got Brisbane, Carlton, and Geelong, and Freo. So I mean, I think we judge them in a month because they haven't had the hardest start to the year. Let's say they've won some great games, beating Sydney. They've played some good footy.
Yeah,
but they've also really looked shithouse in just little patches.
Yeah, it's
already this year, where everyone's gone, Essendon looks shit. So,
they struggle against every team.
I'm looking forward to the next month.
Yeah, no, then we can really give them a test. I feel sorry for Essendon fans. We'll see how they go over the next 4 weeks. My heart goes out to you. All right. Also, I just want to add Angus Clark. Did you see this kid?
Angus Clark, yeah, always a bit of a highlight reel, isn't he?
Mate, first AFL game, kicks 3 goals, 1. Yeah. Like, come on, mate. Friend of the show, Angus Clark. Congratulations, mate.
Adopt him early here.
Oh, we are. He's one of the All for Footy boys, all right? He's one of the All for Footy boys. That's what I say. And, good stuff. Really enjoyed seeing that. And they kept shooting to his family up in the crowd. It's been like, they're all like, "Yo, we kicked a goal, our son." It's like, enjoy that. Enjoy that. Moving on to the next game. It was Saturday football at Marvel Stadium. Carlton versus GWS. Carlton 12-10, 82. GWS 17-8, 110. GWS by 28 points. Fairly predictable, Mr. Daniel Reeby.
Well, yes. I mean, I tipped the Giants here, thinking that they exactly how they will pan out. The midfield battle, they just smashed them in there. They just absolutely pushed them aside and won the footy with one hand clear all day.
And really, they should. They really should.
Well, that's enough space at this level. If you're sort of able to have a hand free and handball the ball out all day, you're going to score. And Hogan up forward, I haven't looked, but I reckon he kicked at least 3 or 4 just watching it.
Yeah, I'm going to look. 4.
Yeah, he was really instrumental. I mean, he's the dominant forward, and Giants just did it with ease. So, I mean, they've been so hard to get a read on this year, but I do feel like their best is it's great. And it's just when they're not probably playing the full buy-in mode, where they're maybe not, their pressure isn't right up, that obviously any team can slip off for a little bit. But, I just think they're really building. And Toby Green as well on the weekend. I mean, what a game.
He's always good. He's always good. Like, what can you say?
A real leader. And, he's fit as now, and he's back. He's just seasoned. He's really ready to have a tilt at the finals this year, I reckon. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't look like he's going hard, and he's playing great footy. So I think the Giants, to me, that they'll build, they're going to get players back across the year now. They had a few out early in the year that are in anyone's starting team. And, there's still a real sleeping giant in this competition.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
And I am also saying that because I do have them top in my prediction. And
a lot of us do. A lot of us do, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't do me any favours.
No, it doesn't do many favours at all, really.
I need to start to find a different team that I need that no one else has up there. I need the doggies to fall off.
Hey, look, I'm happy with Carlton continuing to fall off. I don't mind. GWS, Gold Coast, get a flag. Get a flag, bums.
Not Gold Coast.
Why not? Oh, not for you. Yeah, because that thing. Well,
way too much money.
It's going to cost you a lot of money. You should just cancel the bet, I swear. Just want to put it out there. I went back checking the Coleman. Jeremy Cameron is in the lead, 33. Ben King, 31. Jesse Hogan, 30. Jack Higgins, 28. Jamie Elliott, 28. So
who's in the lead?
Jeremy Cameron on 33.
And then you got
Ben King on 31. Jesse Hogan, 30. Higgins and
Wow.
Elliott on 28.
It's a really good race this year, isn't it? It's going to heat up in the second half because all those blokes are playing good footy and they're all going to kick and bang. So
I think it's between the top three. I think Higgins and Elliott
Hogan,
pretty lucky to be in there.
Hogan, King, and
Cameron.
they're all I mean those three.
I think they're fighting for it.
But
Because Hogan could come out and kick 7 in a game. Why not? You could do it just for fun sometimes, it feels. But yeah. We'll see how he goes. Because, yeah, 4 this week against the Blues.
maybe, just maybe, right? I'm going to say this, and this sounds funny to people in the footy world, but maybe the 100-goal kicker could come back. Because the game styles have changed a little bit, and teams are loving a lot of space up forward now. It's the new modern-day forward.
I think we're too far off.
But what's happening now is we're getting teams with a Hogan model, which I think he'll become the new model now, which is a 6-foot marking style of guy who can play in the goal square, but who can also run all day up and down the field and leave it open. But he's the guy who's getting the most chances at goal because he's the one he's almost like goal shooter in netball. Like, oh, if anyone's going to get it, we'll go to you heaps today now. And maybe, just maybe, if he starts kicking and Cameron and these blokes, they're very good, might get close to kicking 100 soon. And I'm going to call it first here on Awful Footy that you
I'll do it.
That will get 100-goal kicker in the next couple of years.
All right. I'm again. I don't think it will happen.
Oh, could be bad.
I don't think it'll happen. But yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Because like we're almost at the halfway point. Or we might pretty much be at the halfway point for the season, and top's 33.
I mean, teams are back kicking 20 to 22 goals again now. I mean, it's been a few years since scoring's been this like this. So,
but we're roughly halfway, and the top guy's 33. So I just don't see it happening. The math's not mathing. It's very unlikely for this year.
Yeah, that is an interesting one to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I feel like they'll get towards 80s, but then that's not far away. So
it's pretty far away. 20 goals is pretty far. Is like pretty. Yeah.
That's only one a game more.
Yeah. No, not for the remaining games, and that's on top of already outperforming the rest of the comp. Crazy. But hey, we'll see how it goes. All right, well, let's move on to the next game. Saturday afternoon football at the MCG. It was Hawthorn versus Brisbane. Hawthorn 8-12-60 to Brisbane 14-9-93. It was Brisbane by 33 points. Just smacking down the Hawks, Reeves. Just smacking down the Hawks. You got any Hawks friends you feel sorry for this week?
I was playing golf on Saturday with a fella and his son that I know quite well, and Mr. Matthew Cartwright as well. And at the start of the day, I go, who do you guys go for? And he goes, oh, we're Hawks. We're pretty keen Hawks.
And then you pushed him.
No, I just... And then I thought,
okay. You were
cool,
nice. Okay, fair enough.
Because I knew, I'm like, oh, the footy's on today and Hawks are playing. And so I was like, this is exciting. But obviously the game started a bit later and we'd almost finished by only maybe half time. But so I was playing golf with 3 Hawks supporters on Saturday. How's that?
And they missed the game.
And then I came home to see Mum and Jai, and Mum's a Hawk supporter, so I was near another Hawk supporter.
Yeah. And they were all upset.
I didn't see any of them for the final siren. So
that's because they were hiding and crying.
They were, because the Hawks got their backsides handed to them, didn't they, Nathan? I mean...
Yeah, convincing win.
I expected more from them here. I mean... I just thought that this would bring the best out of them. A big game at the G, the reigning premiers. I mean, Brizzy played quite well, but they've been playing their stock footy like this now for week in, week out. And you know what you get when you play Brizzy, and they're tough and they're hard in the contest. And
their last 3 weeks have been horrible.
Hawks, they've been that. They've been that all year. They've been pretty tough. But on the weekend, I mean, I just felt like Brizzy controlled it. They just, once the game was also fizzling their way a bit, I mean, it looked like a soft game, and it sort of went Brizzy's way just more and more, pretty quickly there. And then Yeah, hats off
Well,
to Brizzy for a very good win though. I mean,
they need
they fought,
they needed it
they
though.
they needed that, and I really reckon they rocked up to play like on a
Mm,
mission style. And yeah, but that just left me wondering with the Hawks because that's just such a big result that game. I mean, that should be finals like attitude. They're
yeah,
getting 50 plus thousand at the G for a big Saturday game against the reigning premiers. I mean, that isn't that what you that's you're basing your season off those sort of games and results. And yeah, so I felt bad for the supporters because I was almost tipping Hawks, and then I swung at the last minute and tipped Brizzy. And
yeah.
I
I was always
thought,
on the friend train because I'm a good friend.
yeah, that's why I pretty much just but mum, I mean, sticking fat with her for a bit, but then Steelo, and then I figured Steelo went for a walk with me last week with the dog because
Yeah,
I had to take the dog for a walk, and
as you do.
we were chatting about the games, and he sort of half persuaded me that Brizzy would play well. So, I had that sort of burning in the back of my brain, but then yeah, so I'm glad last minute, about 5 minutes before the game, I just quickly slung it over.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
fair
beautiful.
enough. Well, I
And
watched it
how
all
was
because I watch every game. It was very good. I did like Brizzy getting the win because But look, I wouldn't feel so sorry for the Hawthorn supporters. This is still a very young sort of Hawthorn side. Like they've got plenty of years to hone their skills. The fact that they're doing as well as they are doing from the bottom they hit like not that long ago and bounced back up pretty quickly to be like people talking about them being in the eight. It's like they were on the bottom like what 2 years ago. Like give them some time. Like cut them some slack. They're doing really well like by their supporters as far as I'm concerned. You don't know what loss is. All right. Well, that's my little rant, Mr. Daniel Reeby.
and finish him off.
All right, next game. Saturday night football at the M Marvel Stadium. Gosh darn it. It was North Melbourne versus Collingwood. North Melbourne 9-9-63. Collingwood 15-18, 108. Collingwood by 45 points. Gosh darn it. After that first half, I terrible, Daniel.
Well, I know, and I must admit I wasn't watching this game live. I mean, I knew I was going to catch up on this one a bit later. And I just couldn't believe that North was so in it at three-quarter time. I mean,
Yeah.
because obviously you sort of see the scores a bit and you go, oh shit, they obviously got flogged. And then I was watching along and I was waiting for it, and they fought right in and had a great third quarter there. Unbelievable.
I was like, tip be damned. Let's go North. But
yeah, and so to know that they were going to lose by 43 points coming into the whole last quarter, I was just sitting there going, no way. But when I watched it, I mean, what a quarter of footy from Collingwood. I mean,
they
seven
towed them up.
to beat them by 7 goals just in one quarter. They were running hot. They ran right to the end of the game. I mean, they could have played 5 quarters or 6 quarters. And at the moment, to me, Collingwood and Brizzy do just look like the best 2 teams in the competition. Just ahead of everyone else, just running on top of the ground in supreme fitness and with full 18s of just quality players.
Yeah,
all over the park. I mean,
it's hard to go against Collingwood.
You bring in a bloke who was at bloody Bunnings getting a snag. I mean, Ollie Markov, he's just down at Bunnings, gets the phone call to say that we've had someone pull out. Can you come and play? And he comes and brings boots and he kicks a couple of snags himself. So, I mean, how good are they going when that's the depth they have to go to drag a bloke in? And their system is just faultless, Collingwood, when... Yeah, so I'm very impressed with the Pies coming up to halfway in the season. And if I was a supporter, I'd be trying my hardest to get some sort of security on a grand final ticket. Because I reckon there's a fair chance that they could make it.
There's a good chance they'll go all the way.
Yeah. Doesn't mean they'll win it. Kind of hope they don't. But
I hope they don't.
Feel like, yeah, it'd be good to see them make it. I mean, I feel like they've earned it.
If Melbourne's not going to win it, I want a team that hasn't won it in a while to win it. And Collingwood, you've won one recently. Go fuck yourselves. So that's how I see it.
Collingwood, Melbourne, Granny.
Let's not... I don't think Melbourne's getting there. No, Melbourne, 2025 premiers. Let's go. Woo! We're getting there. But yeah, what more can you say? Like, what a whole. This was the game to watch Saturday night, and that last quarter just blew it open. It just made me really upset because I was like, North. Thought you were going somewhere. You know, imagine if North knocked off Collingwood. Oh God. I'm salivating at the thought. But, I hope they get some more W's going forward. But, yeah. But anyway, the other game, Saturday night at Optus Stadium, was Fremantle versus Port Adelaide. Fremantle 15-10, 100 to Port Adelaide 7-9, 51. Fremantle by 49 points, Reeby. Yet another disappointing Saturday night game as far as I'm concerned.
I focused in on this game. This is where my attention was.
This was what the one you were watching, was it?
Oh, very much so. I mean, this was a high-quality game of footy played out with, you got Port's midfield's one of the best mids in the comp. But I just think Freo at the moment, with that one ruckman, straight away, they just look more mobile around the ground with the extra player. And again, going level, if not winning the midfield battle on the weekend, against a really good midfield. Because they've got a spread of great midfielders, Freo, and they don't rely on one or two guys like Port really do, with Butters and Rosie a bit. And so, yeah, they're just really interesting at the moment, Freo. I mean, I don't see a lid on how far they can go. Scoring-wise, that's probably, the only bit where it is iffy. But everything else, they seem to be playing great footy now. They're good defending well, playing well in the mid, and they are kicking scores, so you can't knock them for that. So yeah, it looks like they've sort of unwrapped the plastic, and now they're standing there with the new driver on the tee, and they're teeing it up. They've taken the plastic off, and they're about to whack it.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting analogy to use.
Yeah, like they're there.
I'll leave it at that.
They've made it. They're on the tour. They're ready to go. Can they hit a good one? That's all they have to do for the rest of the year now is kick straight. Put it through the middle. We'll wait and see, won't we? Because, they're good footy. All of a sudden, they go on a little winning streak here, and that might be hard to stop.
Yeah, I think beating Port Adelaide at home, at your own home, against... Yeah, no, it's not an achievement anymore, unfortunately. Port Adelaide are near one of the bottom sides.
And Nathan, there's a lot of green shoots in this game for Freo just to take out of it. I mean, firstly, it belted cats and dogs for a quarter there, and it was extremely tough. And
still outside the 8.
Let's call it a 3-quarter match, and they beat them by 50 points, hands down. And, Port, they're not the worst side out there, that's for sure. That's how strong the competition is. That Freo... They might still battle to make the 8, let's say. They're not exactly the world beaters, but they're a bloody good team. And if you're not on the day, they're just going to rob you. So they're very quick, and they've got Bolton running around the outsides there. And,
they got beaten by Melbourne. They're nothing.
Something dangerous about Freo for the second half of the year.
They were beaten by Melbourne when Melbourne were terrible and without a decent win. So.
Well, there's also something dangerous about Melbourne in the second half of the year. So
maybe both teams. We are on the upswing.
On the upswing.
Oh look, I can't see Freo.
Could be a D's Freo. I won't say granny, but final. Ooh, imagine that.
I can't. I've been joined by a cat. Good old Peach has joined us. Hey, Peach.
Oh, Peaches. The man with 5 cats.
Yep. That's it. Well, just to get back to the game, pretty uneventful as far as I'm concerned. It's just pretty decent. Freo get an easy win. They're a mid team against Port Adelaide that are free falling, it seems. Coach watch, where's it at?
Oh, look, the coach watch at the moment is circling them.
It's like a circle.
The people, Kenny himself, Koshi, the president, everyone, they've come out and categorically said he's going to coach out the year. You know what I mean? It's not a conversation. He's coaching out the year. That's all you ever hear in answer. But for some reason, it just feels like maybe in the next 3 weeks we might see some movement in this space. Because it's been the rumour that if the bottom falls out a bit, and we're not winning games, which is almost what's starting to happen now. And if you add a couple more losses in a row to this, it might just be that no, it's too little, too late. We weren't banking on this happening. We were hoping to be around the 8, and you can finish off your last year having a crack at trying to win a final.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. We're not winning a game, and maybe the end is going to come closer, even though they swore black and blue at the start of the year that they wouldn't, and haven't Port Adelaide just tongue twisted everything they've said ever since they swore they would sign him in August?
Yeah.
And that was their first ever mistake when they swore to a date. Never agree to a date, Nathan. That's a rule.
Let's backpedal on that one. But yeah. Oh gosh darn it. Well, all right. Well.
But
yeah.
Coach Watch is circling and
keep
poor
your
Kenny. I mean,
I want you on this. You're one of my best men. I need you on this.
I'm always ready, mate. As soon as anything happens, I will be letting you know.
That's what I like to hear. All right. Well, let's move on to the next game then, shall we? It was Adelaide versus the West Coast Eagles. Sunday football at Adelaide Oval. Adelaide 19-14, 128 to West Coast 8-14, 62. Adelaide by 66 points, 11 goals, Mr. Daniel Reeby.
Yes, and without Tex Walker, playing just that little bit smaller as well, and scoring with ease. And at the moment, they're definitely just rolling along the Crows, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, West Coast coming off a big win the week before too, so I sort of thought a lot more of this game. I thought they'd at least show up a real good effort. But Adelaide did what they had to do at home, didn't they?
Yeah, look, West Coast, they're at the bottom for a reason, They really are. They're just not there yet. They're not developed.
I believe North's at the bottom.
No, West Coast is at the bottom. North have had 2 wins and a draw.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it is West Coast.
This guy. No wonder you're losing the ladder predictions, mate. You can't keep up.
Oh, who's their win against?
Who, West Coast? Who was their win against, actually?
I don't know. Can't remember.
Melbourne?
Nope.
St Kilda?
No, maybe. Yeah, it was.
Okay, alright, thank you. Well, that's unfortunate. I assume it was at West Coast, yeah?
Yes. Let's not rub it in, Nathan.
It wasn't at West Coast. Oh my god.
So West Coast did not respond after their big first win of the season last week, and
no,
Adelaide just with a thumping.
Yep, just put them back in their place. Just like no, this is where you are. Sit over there. Sit over there. Sit down. Thank you. Yeah, not really much else to say. Darcy Fogarty didn't even kick a bag. He just kicked one.
I was gonna say Fogarty was real quiet. Did he only kick 1 goal?
Yeah, 1 goal, 1. And Thilthorpe, he seemed to be stepping up and kicking a bag of goals, but he also 2 goals. Yeah, that's more than nothing, I guess. But
and how many for Rankin?
Rankin, he kicked 1. Rochelle kicked 5.
Yeah.
So he was cleaning up. But yeah, I just meant Doggedy kicked 1 because I had a multi down on him kicking 3. And he didn't. So that was very disappointing.
They've got some great small forwards at the moment, Adelaide, and they can share it around a lot. So, good to see Rochelle kicking 5 and, all their forwards there, from Walker not playing.
You've got Thilthorpe, you've got, Fogarty.
They can all kick big bags on any given day, and they've steamrolled West Coast. So they are going very well, and I think after that victory, they were 3rd on the ladder for a little while, Adelaide, and then just settled down into 4th when the round finished.
Hey, that's still top 4, man. I'm telling you, a lot of people had Adelaide down the bottom of their ladder predictions. Really, came out of nowhere this year, I think, Adelaide. But, good on them. Get those dubs. All right, moving on to the next game. It is Melbourne versus Sydney at the MCG. Melbourne, 19-17, 131 to Sydney, 12-6, 78. Melbourne by 53 points. They can't kick fucking straight, but they can kick a lot, Mr. Daniel Reeby. Melbourne, 2025 premiers.
Well,
Woo!
Big shout out to Joshy and Steelo, who went on a mandate to the game together. And
I was there as well, mate.
Yeah, well, you went by yourself, so you're.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I was on. Yeah.
Mingling with the high, your little hoity-toity corners that
I've got my media pass and everything. Yep, that's me.
And Joshy and Steelo doing out the plebs down in the general admission there, getting some real good vision down on the ground level. And I'm sure they enjoyed the atmosphere of the game day and just the D's to me. I
Oh,
mean, wow for turning around a season. I mean, I just think
yeah.
all of a sudden when you put the pieces together that they're doing now with Melcham, Fritsch, and Pickett up forward, let's just pick three of their forwards at the moment. They're
Yeah.
probably their top three perform players over the last couple of seasons. But, who do you go to? And you got to leave one of them not manned or double manned. And, all of a sudden that guy's the one bopping up, kicking the goals, and they're spreading the load around quite well. Each of them all on the weekend kicking a handful of goals each. And
Mm, mm.
at the moment, very simple and just a bit of space. It's all they need. And they're kicking the ball really well too, Melbourne. A really simple skill in the game, but they're just hitting their targets. Players are only needing 10, 15 metres space, and they're leading out with a kick in front mark. And I'm really impressed with the simplicity to the way they've got their season back up and running. And Oliver, again, another performance. I shouted him
Yeah,
out last week.
he's getting back into form, I feel like. I don't know if he's as good as he was, but he's definitely
Playing
really
role,
good. He's definitely
just
really
playing a
good.
role, and that's all you can ask. Just play your role. Petrarca's just playing his role in the middle, just being the number one bull. And, you got Viney, and you just got all the chipperinners around that everyone just loves working for each other at Melbourne again now. And,
Yeah.
mate, I'm excited. I mean, I'm watching it a handful of weeks ago, feeling bad for the club because you look at Max Gawn and you
Yeah,
look at the effort that
absolutely.
gets put in. And now it's just, for somehow, I don't know what the magic potion was or the words or whatever they did, or maybe they just stayed patient because they knew within the walls it wasn't that bad. But at the moment, yeah, they're playing solid footy when a few weeks ago everyone said, how bad is Melbourne?
Yeah, 100%. But like, hey, look, this is our biggest win, margin wise.
Oh,
It was just a good one to get under our belt. It wasn't just like I don't want to say like it's a nothing team. Like beating Sydney doesn't matter because of how badly they're doing this year. But they
it's the
are
way they're
still a
playing.
former premier, and
Yeah,
but I will say I don't think Sydney were playing good. Like I feel like that. To call Melbourne a good football club for smacking Sydney that night, I don't know if we could essentially do that because Sydney were playing really badly, but we were making them pay for it. And you can see, well, 19-17 to 12-6. We had so many scoring shots, so many missed opportunities to even make it even bigger that we just didn't capitalize on. But yeah, look, between like Gawn, Oliver, Petrarca, we got Pickett. He can fire sometimes, like he did on the weekend. 5 goals. I'm loving Ed Langdon at the moment. I'm seeing him everywhere. He's always getting the ball, doing good stuff with it. Usually like Jake Bowie. Didn't see him too much this week, but like what can I say? I'm very happy with this these past couple of weeks. I feel like I can support my club again after a very rough start to the 2025 season. So yeah, I think we're like what 4-7 now. So we're not doing too bad. 5.
nah, 5, yeah.
So we're 5 now. But we were 0-4 at the beginning of the year, and that was very bad. But hey, now we're 11th. We're knocking on the door of the 8. Let us in. Let us in.
You could be the Brisbane Lions of last year.
What win the? No, I want to be. Yes, the Brisbane Lions of last year because we'll win a flag. Yes, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, this is making more reality that you guys might do well this year.
Oh look,
Because Brisbane started off really slow last year and then built up, and then all it takes is the momentum train to take over.
it's true. But yeah, I'd say we're yet a test. But we did smack Brisbane. But was that a one-off? Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced one way or the other. I'll need to see more. Like with Essendon, let's see how the next 4 weeks go. We do have a bye coming up. We do have another game coming up that might be a good, easy win for us. But hey, we'll get there when we get there. We'll get there when we get there. Last game of the round. It is St Kilda versus Gold Coast Sunday afternoon football at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda 8-13-61. Gold Coast 12-8-80. Gold Coast by 19 points. I'm sorry, Mr. Daniel Reeby.
Shoot me. I mean,
I don't want to
you
do
know,
that.
we rock up to a game thinking, here we go at your home deck against a team that's been traveling all over the countryside with about 10 minutes experience under their belt as a club. We've got 150 years of experience, like we should be so far developed ahead of these guys. And no, we just get pushed over and pushed aside and made to just look like a second rate football team that just exists in the Bayside suburban area of Melbourne. And man, that's about the most I took out of being at the game. I just thought that
It's
the
rough.
lives from the 13,500 St Kilda supporters that managed to get off the couch on a Sunday and waddle their way to Etihad Stadium or Marvel. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
it left a lot to be desired. But
Yeah, well, I told you not to go to the game. It's a bad game to go to. Gold Coast are flying high. Third on the ladder.
look, the boys rallied there, and in the last quarter, I mean, it was a little almost more concerning that we played our best footy with 4 minutes to go on the clock and took it from being 35 points down back to about 18. And
Hey, be happy
yeah,
with that, man. That's not too bad against one of the best teams in the comp.
yeah, which was solid. I mean, but it just it was all a bit too little, too late, and so we didn't
Yeah.
play disastrously bad at all. And we actually, the second half, I mean, in the third quarter, we won the quarter, 1 goal, 6 to 2 behinds, and it's stats like that that probably lose you the game because if we had have kicked straight in that quarter, we're ahead at 3/4 time, and we
Yeah.
may go on to win. So come on, Stainers, kick straight and get more people to the games because when they're empty stadiums with 13,000, it's not a good atmosphere.
No, no. But I can't really talk. I'm a Melbourne supporter, so that's pretty bad.
But in saying that, we'll be back to a game shortly, and might have to pick a different opposition and see if I can target a victory in my next visit to a game.
How'd Ben King do?
Oh, he was very annoying. He did really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to
It
see.
was very tough. It was a very tough game to watch. Like I must admit, I
No,
just sat there
it
like
would
this a
be.
lot. Felt like I did a lot of this one.
That's why you gotta talk to the people you go to the footy with. So you gotta go with people and talk, or you can bring your VR headset, pop it on,
That's
have
what
a bit
Joel
have a bit of a go at the VR.
I'm gonna do that at a game next time.
Oh, well, you'll need to buy the VR first, and you haven't even tried mine, so it's crazy.
Maybe we can make a designated area at a ground where we're like visible in the crowd, just VR and like it's
Oh,
so. And
you,
then people would join you in that pocket, bring their VR, and it would become like a communal area where everyone goes to VR at the footy.
no, but they don't need to. They can just do VR at home. They don't need to go somewhere to do VR. VR is more like a thing you pop out because you're doing something else. Like,
Hey,
oh, I
right,
got a spare minute.
when you're at the game and your VR calls, I mean, you can't. I don't know. So I'm just.
No, it's not that the VR calls. It's like, oh, all right, it's like 3/4 time. I got some time to kill. Might as well, hop in a quick run of Beat Saber.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. But yeah, Cooper Sharman, 3 goals, 3. Got on him. Mitch Owens, 2. Wanganeen Malera. I like it. I love Wanganeen Malera. He has a fun name. I love to say it. And he's a good footballer. So, good for
It's
him.
another sour point to me, Nathan, because you know that he's going back to South Australia, and at the moment he's playing great footy. But again, you
Yeah.
feel like he's playing to get himself a pretty handy contract when he goes back because he's playing so well right now. And I mean, we might keep him, but it feels like the whisper on the word is that he'll go back there at some point. So why wouldn't we just use him as? I mean, we might get something good out of him, but
Hey, you might not lose him. You might show him, like, hey, you're our boy. Hang out with us. And then he will. Maybe that'll happen. No. All right, fair enough. Well, let's move on.
we're too into paying 1.7 million for a ruckman to come across from Carlton.
Let's move on to this week's tips.
Choo-choo.
Mr. Daniel Reeby, have you seen what's
Oh,
happened on this week's tips?
I was following this week's tips very closely.
Oh, good.
I seen the wheels drop down a spot.
Oh, mate, no, he didn't. But you need
Not a
to.
spot. I mean a number. He dropped one.
No, he went up. He actually went up.
Didn't he get a 6?
No,
Oh, anyway. Maybe a 7.
He got a 7, yes.
Yeah, well, because I got 8. That's what I mean. I caught up with him by one.
Well, second and third got a 6, so he essentially got one up on the comp.
Well, I caught up with him by 1, right?
Yeah, no. So did I. It's all good. It's all good. Alright, well, let's start off. 2 9 out of 9s this week by Mr. Steelo and Hutchie. So, congratulations. Hutchie and Steelo both got a perfect round. 9 out of 9.
I know this Hutchie boy, but does Steelo play footy, you're saying?
Oh, well, look, he's supposed to be on the pod with us. You know this.
That guy.
But me, you, Alan, Tom Mack, Atomic Shadows, and Balin, we all got 8. So, good on us. So, you and me got 8 this week. We did well.
Shout out to me.
And BT the Bull, he got 4. So did my dad, so did Paddy. But they didn't put their tips in. Julian did put his tips in. He got 4. So
I hear he's playing for Clayton this year, Benny BT the Bull.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, I just heard it in rumours in Dispatch before the pod tonight that apparently he plays for Clayton. And I said,
Oh, hopefully he's ripping it up.
He must be. Maybe he must be getting paid. I mean.
Alright, well, I'm just going to shout out our positions now.
And another shout
The
out.
Doctor, you have gone up 1.
Really?
You've gone up 1. You've jumped Paddy. You are now on 21 instead of 22. So congratulations, you're on 54.
That's fine. I went back up 1.
So yeah, you're after Millie Moo now. So you need to take her down. She's 1 up on you. So best of luck.
So I'm now in a Reedy sandwich.
Yes, apparently. That's what you want to call it. I wouldn't want it. But anyway, I'm coming in at number 9th. I've jumped into the top 10, boys. Woo! Woo! Jumped Surf and Sammy, doggy style, Rick, and Ma and Mickey. I jumped a fair bit this week. I was very happy with my 8.
Right.
But yeah. But other than that, top 5. Tom Mack coming in at 5 on 66. Tied with Alan. Alan's on 66 as well, but losing a margin, so he's outside the top 5.
Yeah,
Steelo. There we go. Steelo coming in at number 4 with 68. Good on him.
Oh.
Tied with Reeby's secret friend running late on 68.
He's never going to.
And coming in at number 2, Jim Bob Parker, 69.
Oh, that's where I hear that there might be a clearance coming in for Lindale next week from Jim Bob. Might be changing sides from Moorabbin.
Oh.
Packing up and heading off to Lindale mid-season.
You wouldn't hear about it.
Heard in dispatches out the back before the pod. So I was very wowed by that 260-game club legend that would opt to go play for the filth of Lindale. But
yep, very cool.
Yeah. We might have to send a representative of the pod down to the next Moorabbin versus Lindale game, if that is the case.
Maybe. But anyway, let's get through this, because we've got one name left, and I want to get it over and done with. Oh, it's Mr. Ryan Fenton, Wheels, go Cats, he's on 75, yada, 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 dominating the comp, making it boring, fuck you.
Quick club, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's good man. He's representing us very well.
Yeah, and apparently tipped his own team on the weekend, so... Wow, what a change! Well, he's a changed man.
He is. He's taking it seriously now. He's not making. Yeah. Anyway, he's still just tipping the favourites. You know he is. But yeah, that's it for this week's tips. Congratulations, Ryan. I'm only kidding. Thursday night football at the Gabba. It is Brisbane versus Essendon. Who you got?
Well, I think it's going to be one-way traffic here for Brisbane. I mean, they're going to want to put their foot down against a team that, might be lacking a few stars like the Brizzy Lions, and they'll be able to get them on depth here and really push it out to maybe a 30-plus point victory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Might go 24 points. They're going to win by.
Yeah, I think it's going to be sad news for Essendon, unfortunately. I think, yeah. Brisbane overwhelming favourites, of course. So yeah, Brisbane for me. Sorry, Bombers, but also not sorry. Friday night football at the MCG. Collingwood versus Hawthorn. Who you got, Reds?
Wow, this is quite interesting because I gave this one a little bit of thinking time. And I just think that Hawthorn are really going to maybe have a bit of a week here where they just strip back the season and maybe mix a few things up. And this might be the week to get Collingwood here. I mean, they've been down a few on personnel, and I just think Hawthorn might come out to rustle a few feathers in this one at the G prime time footy. I'm going to give the Hawks a sniff here.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
Collingwood because
I know it's the safe bet is
yeah,
obviously Collingwood, but yeah, just think Hawthorn are really going to want to stand for something, especially after last week's effort as well. And this might be one where Collingwood have been up and about for a bit here, losing a few blokes as they go, and Hawthorn will be very hungry to get a win. So
yeah. Look, I feel like if you're the sort of
snag it.
person, if you're the sort of person that's gonna tip Hawthorn in this game, you're not a threat to me in this tipping comp. So I'm tipping Collingwood.
Good luck to you.
But hey, if you win that tip, congratulations. Congratulations.
The one I circled is a bit of the roughie for the week, just that I would pick on, but I think Hawks are a massive chance here.
Well, I think most of these games are pretty lopsided this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get some close ones or some interesting upsets at least. So yeah, we'll move on to the next game. Saturday football at People First Stadium. Gold Coast versus Fremantle.
Well, very interesting game again, isn't
Yeah,
it? I mean,
is
Freo
it?
have been up and about, and Gold Coast haven't shown too many chinks. So, I mean, I'm going to tip Gold Coast at home, but
Gonna
I
have to.
think Freo will really enjoy the challenge here, and the long travel, isn't it, from Freo all the way to the Gold Coast? I mean, that's the furthest travel in footy, and that'll be tough.
Is it? WA's not further?
Well, it's WA. I mean, both clubs would fly out of the same airport, I gather.
Oh,
And,
yeah, okay, all right.
I mean, obviously Brisbane's actually slightly further, so actually it does get a bit further. But yeah, Brisbane.
For some
Gold
reason, I
Coast,
thought we were
like
talking about Port Adelaide. God damn it, Fremantle, of course, duh. Yeah,
Fremantle.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go Gold Coast. Just yeah, look, Gold Coast are firing. Like even if it wasn't at home, even if it was at Fremantle, it's still back Gold Coast at this point.
Go to Coasters.
Yeah,
They're on a
no,
roll,
they're one to watch out for this year. They're one of the top three.
and they're scoring so heavily too. I mean, even on the weekend, the Saints tried to lull them,
They did a
and they
bit.
did for patches. They didn't score a goal in the third quarter, and they still kicked 80 points. So they've been scoring 100 a lot this year, the Gold Coast. So
Yeah, the Better King has been doing them good. Doing them good. Let's move on to the next game. Saturday afternoon football at NG Stadium. It is GWS versus Richmond.
yes, and I believe that B King actually stands for Ben King, not Better King.
I thought it stands for Better King.
When the mother named him, it was actually Ben. I just told let you. I thought you thought B King meant Better King.
No, it means Better King in my eyes, and probably to his mother's as well.
No, so it's just Max and Ben to her. But I now wow. So can you please state who was playing again? Then I think I got so carried away that.
It did. GWS versus Richmond at NG
Yes,
Stadium.
I knew it was Richmond. But,
Come on.
well, very tough to mount the case for Richmond here, isn't it?
It is. It is. So have Richmond won the last 8 games against GWS? Like, is there a stat like that out there? Because yeah, other than that, GWS all the way.
Is Noah Bolter allowed to play because he's got a curfew? So obviously he has to be at home. But then, he probably wouldn't be allowed to play interstate games because he'd have to travel and not be at his house after curfew. So yeah, I suppose
Hey,
he's
man.
out.
I don't know. You tell me what happens. Tell me. But yeah, you'd have to go GWS. GWS across the board. All right, next game. Saturday night football at the SCG. Sydney versus Adelaide. Sydney at home.
Sydney,
What do you reckon?
Sydney night football.
Sydney night football.
Well, I mean,
Sydney.
again, so this one I'm going to go with Adelaide. Going through them again. That's why I picked Hawthorn as the one that I'm going to pick the roughie this week because Adelaide to me they don't get bugged travelling, and if anything, they play better footy on the road because
Yeah,
they
they're
love
pretty good on the road. Yeah.
the camaraderie. And Sydney just haven't been firing this year, and again, I just think Adelaide will just overpower them here. I mean, they're playing relentless footy with a full squad of blokes. It's hard to get a game in Adelaide's team at the moment, and Sydney are trialing a few players in some positions, and look a little bit uncertain, and I think Adelaide will definitely look to try and poleaxe Sydney here and maybe get a 40+ point victory.
Yeah, I'm actually going to back Sydney for this one.
Oh, here we go, sister. I'm going to chuck on you heaps of tips this week.
I reckon they're going to fight back after their performances as of late, and I think it's about time. They've got the players there. You know, like how many players did they lose from last year's grand final team? Like they've got the talent there. It's just the mindset. I feel, or the tactics.
It's at home, so I mean it's not a bad tip, but
yeah, no. Look, I feel like this is their time to step up, and if they don't win this one, well then, coach watch.
I'll be interested to see who Fenno tips. I mean, he's known for going the safety tip here.
He'll go Adelaide for sure. Yeah.
But Adelaide travelling to Sydney, it does present, like you said, it's a tough one to decipher, and it will prove the true tippers out there, whether they're just favourite tippers or whether they really have a hunch.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Well, we know what Brian's going to do. But anyway. Moving on. Sunday afternoon football at Teo Park. Teo Traeger Park. Melbourne versus St Kilda.
Here we go. This is the game. That's where I wanted to be, in Trio Park in
Come on, you're on the friend train with me, bro. Hop on the friend train with me.
Oh, it's at Alice Springs, sorry, isn't it?
Teo, yeah.
No, well, look, I am on the train because how else am I going to get there? Apparently, you can get the train, the Garland, straight through the middle. Now, I will travel up there on the friend train of Melbourne, of course, because I've been tipping against St Kilda the last few weeks, and we've been saluting to my tip. So it's been one of the tips I've been getting right. And,
there we go.
Moment, I don't see why I'd buck the trend. I mean, I feel like we're not playing a high level of footy. We've got handfuls of players playing a high brand of footy in Malira and Sinclair. You can throw in there Marshall occasionally. And
Chuck Higgins in. He's only up for a Coleman.
Higgins, absolutely. And maybe even Mitch Owens. I mean, hats off to a handful of Saints blokes here trying really hard. But it just doesn't feel like we've got the full 22 out there that are really depthy. We've got a lot of new young players coming through. And I hope we do well. I just think Melbourne are going to absolutely run us off our legs. You guys are looking on top of the ground at the moment. You found your thing. You, like I said, you guys are standing on the tee just about to absolutely whack one. And Saints are definitely just the caddy, just fumbling around the back with the bag at the moment. And it'd be interesting to see if the caddy can. But I mean, they're travelling up there too. I mean, it just worries me.
Melbourne's travelling up there as well, so
might genuinely beat us here by. I'll call it 50+.
I'm not
going to say 70, and then I said.
Well, I do think St Kilda's going to bring it down to Saints footy, low scoring game. I do think Melbourne's going to still win.
Yeah.
I do think we'll still win, but I think the slow, boring football that Saints known for, that's what's going to be on display. So, hey, I'll be happy with the W. And with my good friend on the friend train with me. Alright, moving on to the next game. Sunday night football at Optus Stadium. Love a good Sunday night football, Sunday, West Coast versus Geelong. Reeves.
Oh, look, very tough to mount a case with West Coast here.
Really is.
But at home, though, I mean, it's where they always fill you with that little bit of hope at home.
They've got me to tip them a couple of times because of that, and I was very mistaken.
And if you actually link up a bit of form here, St Kilda beat Geelong, and West Coast beat St Kilda. So it would make it obvious that you should be tipping West Coast in this game. Because if they beat us, imagine what they would do to a team that we could beat. So
they've only beaten you. That's it.
Yeah, so maybe West Coast have turned the corner, but then again, they lost by 50 points on the weekend. So I think I'll just stay safe and tip Geelong here.
There we go. Yeah, Geelong all the way. West Coast, I'm sorry, you got no chance.
No,
reflects in the tipping, 1%, $6. That's West Coast for you, unfortunately.
We might have a new favourite West Coast player in a week or two if Tommy McCarthy gets taken to the West Coast Eagles. Pick one in the mid-season draft. It is, yes.
Oh, best of luck.
And, a West Coast player you could pick another handful of clubs that you prefer to get sent to, but a powerhouse of the AFL and a super strong club
Absolutely.
that will give youngsters a go. And good luck to the young man if he gets to pull the Guernsey on.
Yeah. No. Well, best of luck to him. All right. Well, Carlton, North, Port, Doggies all buying this week, so no footy for them. And that is it for this week's tips. Moving on to closing thoughts, Mr. Daniel Reeby.
Oh, Nathan, you always just get me at the most inappropriate time for my
It's
closing thoughts.
the appropriate time. It's after this week's tips. It's always after this week's tips.
Yeah, but you catch me in a moment when I'm thinking of random things, and then it's like you want me to air what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we are doing a podcast. I feel like you should be performing a little bit.
Just heading down to Torquay this weekend, and got a gig on there and see the beautiful girls, great Australian band that are doing an Australian tour at the moment, and we have a house that we're Airbnb-ing with me and Millie Moo and Surf and Sammy and Paddy Reeby and Atomic Shadows will all be there, and Stilo obviously wasn't invited to come and stay in the house, so we'll be staying in a tent down in the Torquay Caravan Park. So feel free, anyone, to come down, buy a ticket to the beautiful girls. We'll all be down there hanging out. We may be hanging out in the tent more than we will be actually at the gig or back at the house. And,
Yeah, don't forget to ask Mr. Daniel Reeby for $1 if you see him. He has to give you one.
Anyone. Still haven't been asked by a single person in the community.
Yeah.
But if anyone sees me anywhere and asks me for $1, I will provide you with $1 in any means necessary.
Absolutely. $1 worth of hand jobs, maybe.
No, as in like I can get your pay ID or
yeah,
okay,
okay, all right.
Or if you have
yeah, you got to clarify. But yeah, good. Well, I'm glad. Well, best of luck.
There'll be a currency of $1. Yeah.
Have a good one. Myself, I am going to be pretty busy. We're leading up to it's that time of the year again, Mr. Daniel Reeby. Summer Games Fest. You know, so Bruce Rando will be gearing up to do some YouTube content on the showcases and the reactions. So yeah.
All I need to know is knows when it's on, and I'll be listening, mate.
Have a look at YouTube this weekend. You're gonna probably get a Summer Game Fest prediction video, and yeah, that's gonna lead into next weekend following, which will be tons of Mario Kart content plus, Summer Game Fest showcase reactions. So it should be a pretty busy weekend for Mr. Bruce Rando. But yeah.
What's the Mario Kart thingy?
Oh, Mario Kart and Nintendo Switch comes out
right.
Not next week, week after.
And
not this weekend, right? Weekend after. And that's gonna be that's earth-shattering news, Mr. Daniel Reeby. I don't know if you know how popular Mario Kart is, but
no, I've heard about this. So you're going to cover it, and you're going to go across it all and play it. And
I'm going to be playing it live on stream.
Because I'm getting
it day one.
Jai will love that. I'll get on with little Jai.
Absolutely. Now jump in, say hi, and it'll be good.
Yeah, and shout out as well out there to Mr. Fauna. You know, having a little girl.
Congratulations.
Another one coming into the world, and we wish him all the best for the future with that one. And if he could just also return my wedge that he borrowed,
oof,
that would be handy because I need it back soon.
Yeah, you'd better. All right, well, that'll do it from us at All for Footy, and we're